No country in the world has abolished long-term unemployment, which is the government's stated aim, without a guaranteed job for a youngster who's been unemployed for a certain amount of time. That's just a simple fact. If we're serious about saying that we're not willing to tolerate 2, 3, 4 years of unemployment, we're going to have to say to young people, if you end up in that situation, we'll guarantee you a job in the public sector, the private sector, or the voluntary sector. If we're not willing to say that, we're going to leave those youngsters who haven't got the level 3 qualifications absolutely stuck, and we're going to pay the consequences.
I do believe the word apprentice has become hijacked. I think there are a lot of things which now masquerade as apprenticeships, which are not what you and I would recognise as an apprenticeship, learning a skill over an extended period of time with a significant investment in training and support in the workplace.
So they're sort of plastic apprenticeships.
I think it's pretty hard to do something that most of us would agree is an apprenticeship in 3 months or 6 months. Yeah. I think an apprenticeship is a year or 2 or 3. And I think, therefore, the word has got a bit hijacked, and that's been unhelpful in the debate. But if you subscribe, as we do, to the view of apprenticeships as the learning of fundamental skills which can support you in your work lifelong, you know, a baker, for example, we have a bakery apprenticeship scheme, you have to be confident in the future. If you're going to train someone for 3 years, you have to be confident you will have work for them. And that lack of confidence in the future, which is actually the pervading economic drag today, is the reason that most businesses will not create apprenticeships, because they have no idea what 3 years at time looks like for them.
We don't have a lost generation, but we can lose large numbers of this generation if we're not careful. And the truth in my constituency, look, we lost people in the 80s. Before a lot of the people here were born, probably. But in the 1980s, we lost quite a lot of people, and we're still suffering the consequences of it. We don't want to do that again, because we know the long-term consequences. And look, all the figures globally are clear. There's going to be a shortage of people with high skills. This argument, oh, there won't be jobs if I get educated. Look, the problem in this country at the moment is that we've got no economic growth. We've got a double-dip recession. But if you can get back to growth, the idea that there won't be jobs for people to compete for, I just don't buy. But we've got to have to do a much bigger, better job of getting the structures right in the education system, in the employment system, and in the welfare state to make sure that these young people who've got some get up and go about them can get those jobs.